Hey, I'm Drnkie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're talking about Lucasfilm's coming back, kinda only in like a name only, and also Bethesda announcing that they're working on an Indiana Jones title as they crack the whip and they put on the hat and they do. All right, but first, if you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you come back for everything we post here, and turn on that notification bell so you can be one of the first people to see the video when we do post it. All right, D-Team, let's get into it. So StarWars.com put out a new blog post today announcing the relaunch of Lucasfilm Games as a kind of brand. Here is a little excerpt of their from their blog post, and I quote, StarWars.com is thrilled to reveal that Lucasfilm Games is now the official identity for all gaming titles for Lucasfilms, a name that encompasses the company's rich catalog of video games and its eyes towards the future. To mark this new era, Lucasfilm has launched its social channels on Twitter at Lucasfilm Games and on Facebook, Lucasfilm Games. Clever. And I continue the quote, which will deliver breaking news more directly to fans. You can watch a sizzle reel celebrating the history of the games from Lucasfilms below. The Lucasfilm Games logo featured above will also appear in all future Lucasfilm game titles. So many will remember back in like 2012, Disney, that's when they actually purchased it. I know it seems like it's kind of more recent than that, but it's all the way back in 2012. We're almost at a decade since Disney has had the Lucasfilm, kind of brand, and them as a company, they absorbed their conglomerate. About 6 months after they acquired Lucasfilms for like an exuberant amount of money, they actually closed down the studio Lucasfilm Games. They said they're going to be working on like mobile tiles and stuff, and they just like shut them all down. So whatever. Like, do you remember how great Star Wars 13 was supposed to be? Look at this. Look at this E3 demo. Look at this. We could have had that. That could have been ours. So if you're an elder millennial like myself, or someone a little bit older, you'll remember full well Lucasfilm Games and just how legendary, epic, and like massive the studio was. They stretch all the way back to the 70s. They made a ton of iconic games. They're kind of a big reason the industry is shaped the way it is. They're a legendary studio, and it was massive when they got shut down. But don't get overly excited for Lucasfilm coming back as a developer and kind of bringing their ideas and their unique take on the industry. Think Marvel and Insomniac Games, what they did with the Spider-Man franchise, Marvel and Square Enix, which is what they did with the Marvel Avengers franchise, or maybe don't think about that one. Yeah, let's not think about that one. So it is exciting just to have them back as a brand and entity. It's just, you see the Lucasfilm logo and I just get excited, you know? So expect to see all the games coming out from Star Wars to be under the Lucasfilm brand. You know, they got the Lego Star Wars coming up in 2021, like the Skywalker saga, which I don't know if I'll play that, but I guess it'll be cool. And of course, whatever they're going to do next with the Jedi Fallen Order, that was like one of their biggest hits they've ever had under the Star Wars IP, Star Wars Squadron. All that stuff's going to be under Lucasfilm's games now going forward. But speaking of upcoming games, let's take a look at this together. Oh my god, look at these books. It's Indiana Jones. You hear the record player? Oh, the Bethesda logo. What does that say, like Rome? Bro, this music. Machine Games are working on it. Oh, the do-do-do. Look at the hat and the whip. Look at the whip. Oh my god, it's so good. Dude, there is something that just gets me completely, absolutely stoked about hearing that music, man. That's right, dude, an Indiana Jones title from Bethesda. They tweeted this out on their main Twitter account. A new Indiana Jones with an original story is in development from our studio at Machine Games and will be executive produced by Todd Howard. In collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. It'll be some time before we have more to reveal, but we're very excited to share today's news. I am actually completely shocked by the announcement of Indiana Jones. I never thought I would see the day where this game would come back. I remember playing as a kid on like the Sega or the Super Nintendo. I forget which one it was on, but dude, like the Indiana Jones, like the pixel art games, like 16-bit or whatever, dude, this thing was beautiful. Who would have thought out of left field Indiana Jones coming out with the game? I'm absolutely crazy. I saw someone kind of tweet out that we've come full circle, that Uncharted is becoming a movie and Indiana Jones, of course, coming back to be a video game. And I'm excited for both, but I'm really excited for Indiana Jones, legendary. So what do I think about like Lucasfilm Games coming back? I'm excited. I'm a little disappointed that they're not going to actually be a developer. I think they have a lot of really great ideas, but development costs a ton of money. This is maybe not a time they want to take a risk on that, so they're going to just be licensed out their title. I can't imagine that they're not going to have any input on these games. I would think they would have pretty significant input on where these games are going, kind of like, how they're going to play out, what the characters are going to be like in them, what their story arcs are going to be. It would seem like they're going to have a lot of influence if they're going to be licensing these titles out to companies like Bethesda. What do I think about Bethesda actually developing the game? I'm actually super excited that they're developing it. Machine Gun Games, they're known for kind of the Wolfenstein games, and Bethesda, of course, a publishing powerhouse. Now they're like with Microsoft, right? So who knows what that's going to mean. But Bethesda, depending on what their input as producers or whatever it is, I don't know how these things gone, but it's Todd Howard. He's going to be producing it. I think they're kind of uniquely suited for how great Indiana Jones games could be. I always feel when I'm playing a Bethesda game, especially like Skyrim or something, the kind of mystery and the just wanderness and the tombs and how good their dungeons feel. So them making Indiana Jones kind of fits into that. I'm curious at what type of game it's going to be. It feels, I don't know why, it just kind of feels like it's going to be a slightly open world adventure that kind of, it feels where everything's going these days. Everyone just wants to be open world. I'd be excited to do open world in Indiana Jones, but I'd also be excited to see what they do with like an Uncharted, a more driven linear style of game. As a whole, Lucasfilm Games coming back, I think this is a move from Disney to kind of overshadow some of the companies that they work with. To me, I know a lot of people would just kind of dislike EA in general. I don't know why. But when, you see EA Games making a game like Star Wars Squadrons, immediately I'm just kind of like bummed out about it. And Squadrons could be amazing. I'm not sure. I kind of want to wait. I haven't played it yet because I want to wait till I get like a joystick to play it. But I do know just because it's EA in general, it's kind of just a bummer. I think their brand's tainted. Similar a little bit to Ubisoft, where it just feels like kind of money grabs and they don't really, there's no soul there, right? And I know that's not fair to developers because they care so much about games, but the brand itself kind of hurts. So I think Lucasfilm Games as a brand coming back is an attempt to kind of overshadow that, put everything under Lucasfilms and kind of grow Lucasfilm's brand again for a new generation who, if you're like me, if you're in your 30s or like late 20s, whatever, Lucasfilm, you love them. You love Lucasfilms as a brand. And you know what that means. But a lot of these youngsters might not. Of course, with them putting this on like a Lego game, they're going to really know the Lucasfilm brand. So I think that's what that means. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about it. What do you think this means for all the games coming out from it? What do you think about the Indiana Jones game? Let me know down in the comment section below. Have a discussion with me about this stuff. All right, so on our way out, if you guys enjoyed this video, make a like. If you didn't like it, thank you for watching it anyways. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't done so already. Of course, hit the ring-a-ding notification bells. Some other stuff we're doing on YouTube, all around the Drnkie verse here, all up on that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.